Hello everybody, this is another Hot Wheels Collector video. Today we're looking at the Volvo XC40 Recharge. This is an awesome brand new casting for 2023 and I absolutely love this thing. I'm super excited to be bringing you this review so quick because not many people have actually made videos on this car as I'm recording and releasing this video. So yeah, let's get straight into the facts about this car. So this car has an 82 kilowatt hour battery which lasts up to 320 miles or 515 kilometers. It is presumed that this car is the all-wheel drive model, as if Hot Wheels were going to pick any model to do of this weird car. They would definitely pick the top spec model, as this is kind of an odd one to do in my opinion, especially for Hot Wheels. It's more of a matchbox car in my opinion. But this one actually does have Hot Wheels' own take on it, with that giant roof rack and obviously the off-road kit on this car as well. This car has 402 horsepower and 486 pound-feet of torque, converting to about 659 newton meters of torque. These facts are actually taken from the official Volvo site. This car also has a 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds and also has a top speed of 127 miles per hour. This car has a starting price of £43,000, which is the equivalent to about $55,000. And for the top spec model of this car, you'll have to pay £61,000. That is the equivalent to $78,000. I, as I've said already, presume this is the top spec model of this car, and that top spec model, as I've already said, is all-wheel drive. Hence, it would make sense that Hot Wheels have done this kind of off-road design on this car. So it must be the all-wheel drive model and hence the top spec. That's just my thoughts around that. Alright, so before I get into the showcase of this car, I'm going to mention where I actually got this car from. So I actually got this car from an entertainer store, and this was actually in Chester. I was actually on a visit for a few days down there, and I actually popped into a few shops whilst I was there, and luckily managed to find this car, as well as a few others, including that new GMC Hummer EV, the 2024 one. It's actually a new casting for this year. There was a regular Hummer EV, like a prototype kind of casting of that, which has also been released previously, I think like this year and last year. But the new casting is only being seen in the Barbie livery. But anyways, I just thought I would tell you a little bit about where I got this car and kind of how I got this car. Anyways, onto the actual showcase of this thing. Alright, so kicking off this showcase, we'll first of all take a look at the side of this car, and what better to start off with than the wheel trays. So this car is rolling on the off-road beadlock wheels, which have been painted in chrome. Very nice to see that. Even though this is the only piece of chrome on this car, I still think they suit this car quite nicely. As for the actual colour of this car, it is painted in a metallic, very odd, lightish, darkish green. I can't even describe it. It's just a really funky green. I've never seen Hot Wheels use it before, but there you go. As for the actual tempo on this car, there's quite a lot of it. You can see multiple different trays have actually been painted on this car, and they have been done in grey tempo. You can also see the Hot Wheels logo has also been done in grey. The door handles have actually been put into the metal casting of this car, however they are not painted using tempo. Instead, they are just the same colour as the rest of the car. That is actually accurate to the real life car, however. I will also mention that this casting does have wing mirrors, which is very nice to see. I always love to see that. And I will also mention that all the windows on this casting are wound up. Finally, I would like to actually show you that the rear arches on this car, as well as the front arches, are created using the black plastic base. Very nice use of that, makes it look a lot more off-roady, also more accurate to the real life car, and also acts as a nice colour split. So it's just a win-win there. And also I will mention that this car does actually have mud flaps, which once again, as well as the side step of this car, which I'll also mention, all of that is created using the black plastic base. Anyways, that's it for the side of the car. Now let's move on to the front of this car. It's going to be quite quick, I would imagine, the front of it, because there's no tampo work here. The headlights have not been tampoed, but they've actually been carved out, so you could add your own details using Sharpie or acrylic paint. The actual grille of this car also has not been tampoed. This is an electric car though, so it doesn't actually have a grille. All that would actually be on there is the Volvo badge, however that is not present. I will also mention that the fake vents have also not been tampoed on the front of this car. That is to be expected with a mainline, however, and I actually do think this will come to premium at some point. I will also mention that there is a nice big bull bar on the front of this car, or off-road bar, and it also has some nice off-roading lights on it. And that's really it for the front of the car. Oh, one more thing, the actual splitter of this car, or the lowest section of the front bumper I should probably say, because I don't think it's really a splitter, but rather probably part of the bull bar which actually holds it onto the car. Anyways, that is actually created using the black base plastic. I will also mention whilst we're here, the actual windshield of this car does not feature any windshield wipers. That is unfortunate. It's a small detail which is missing. It doesn't make or break the car for me, but it would have been nice to have seen that. Taking a look at this other side of this car, there is no extra details on this side. It's the exact same as the previous, so you can obviously pause this video and have a look for something specific if you are looking for something. If not, we can move straight onto the rear, but one thing I will mention quickly is the electric charging point is actually featured on this side of the car and is in the metal casting itself. Alright, so moving on to the rear of this car then, you can see there is actually quite a lot of tamper work here. So first of all, we have the rear lights which have been done in a realistic look. You can also see the Volvo badge has also been done in a whitey silver tampo, and the XC40 badge has also been tampoed in that exact same colour as the Volvo badge. I'll also mention that the lower part of the rear bumper has also been created using that black base plastic. Alright, and that's really it for the rear of the car. One thing I will quickly mention is the spoiler of this car is actually in the metal casting itself. Very nice to see that there. Nice and accurate to the real life car. Alright, finally taking a look at the top of this car, I will mention that this car does have a nice roof rack up here, as well as some off-road lights. That is all created using the window plastic. I will mention that the windows on this car have been lightly smoked in terms of tint, and that does make this roof bar look a lot more realistic. And I will also mention that up here we also have a little teeny shark fin aerial there as well. That is in the metal casting. And the final thing about this car to mention is the interior of this car has been done in black plastic. Anyways, that's it for this car. Now let's get into my final thoughts and review on this thing. Alright, so now it's time for my final thoughts and review on this car. I really do like this thing. I love this new casting. It's quite an odd one for Hot Wheels to do. As I've already said, it's more of a matchboxy type of car, but I am definitely over the moon to see this in the Hot Wheels lineup. I'm interested to know why Hot Wheels actually chose this car over many other electric cars which people actually have been asking for. But that is going to be a question which I would imagine will remain unanswered for a very long time, if not forever. But I am absolutely happy to see this car nevertheless. I love the colour on this car, and I also love the tampo work. I'll be interested to see what they actually do next with this car. I'm actually surprised they didn't go for a more factory look on this car, as it being a new casting, with obviously adding the headlight details instead of that forest look on the side. Maybe that's something to come in the future. We already know there's going to be a recolor next year, so if you can't find this exact version in your stores, just wait until next year. There is going to be another colour variant coming out then. But anyways, that really is it. I absolutely love this car. The details are just phenomenal, and the colour, as I've already said, I really do like it. It's very obscure, but it just suits this car great in my opinion. It definitely adds to that off-road vibe. But anyways, that leads me on to my score out of 10. When I have this car out of 10, it's going to be receiving a very respectable 9 out of 10. I really do like this thing. And again, I really do think this will come to premium at some point, definitely with all the full detailing that it deserves. But this is a really nice mainline nevertheless. Anyways, that's it for this video. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure to like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and also press that notification bell so you do not miss any new uploads. Remember, you can also share this video with any friends, family, or any groups who may be interested in this video. Remember, don't feel pressured if you don't feel like you have anybody who may be interested. You watching this video all the way to the end means so much to me, and I really do thank you for making it all the way up until this point. But anyways, that is it for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye everyone.